Today on Investigate TV Plus, for years a family knew something was wrong with their daughter, but they couldn't find the answers.
It was long and it was painful when you walk into all these appointments and you feel like you're a crazy person.
Then came the diagnosis, a rare genetic disorder that attacks a child's brain.
To get this diagnosis and realize there's a life expectancy, and we're more than halfway there.
We take you on a journey that turned into the fight for both of their children's lives, and the new therapy offering a beacon of hope.
Then marketed as an herbal supplement for relaxation. Experts warn kratom contains a compound that's potentially more potent than morphine. I'm Tisha Powell.
And I'm Lee Zurich. How dangerous doses are ending up on store shelves and leaving some battling addiction.
It is something that just kind of caught me off guard. And I feel like it can really catch other people off guard as well.
And one couple dedicates 4 decades to keeping their community clean.
We're taking TVs and nobody else is taking the TVs.
No number goes in the mixed plastics.
How they created a sustainable solution and inspired people to rethink how they recycle.
In-depth stories that inform and inspire. You're watching Investigate TV Plus. Finding strength in family, an Illinois couple faced unimaginable news when doctors told them their daughter has an incurable disease threatening to steal her childhood.
The rare genetic disorder is known as Sanfilippo syndrome. Children with the condition are born healthy, and then mild developmental delays will start to appear, progressing until they can no longer walk or talk.
It's sometimes referred to as childhood Alzheimer's because symptoms are similar and it causes fatal brain damage.
We almost think that's kind of a mild comparison. Alzheimer's, you get to live a full life, but man, that they can't build those memories and they can't have that to lose, and it's the biggest pro and the biggest con.
But while there is no cure, there is new hope for treatments.
Reporter Natalie Will is digging deeper into this rare disorder and shares one family's path to a diagnosis.
E-I-E-I-O.
And goes to the chickens. Which way are the chickens?
There's more leaves, Poppy.
The Kemp's love their family walks together. 9-year-old Poppy.
She's very happy. She's got a lot of energy.
Good job. Keep going.
Loud and joyful and loves to sing. You can tell she's happy because she's singing. You can tell she's mad because she's singing. She loves puzzles.
And younger brother Oliver.
He's a 2-year-old now, so he has his, 2-year-old nopes. He's got the nopes right now.
They love each other.
For Kyle and Megan, it was love at first sight with their Poppy.
We were just in love with her.
Mm-hmm.
We were very excited to be parents, and we were very excited to have her. She was a good baby. She was colicky. She had a lot of ear infections. We had kind of a rough little infancy, but that was real normal for my family. So we didn't think anything of it, really.
And then at age 3, something started changing.
She would go through little regressions, developmentally or behaviorally, but she was our first kid, our only kid. It was around COVID. Shutdown was happening around that time. I mean, there's kind of this window of time when we were trying to pinpoint what was normal for child development and what was maybe circumstantial.
Yeah, everybody's wearing face masks and the whole deal, and she's in the formative years.
We'd be drawing really well, and then all of a sudden we wouldn't be drawing very well. And we'd work really hard to build that skill back up again. But that was kind of a vague thing to talk with doctors about or therapists about. That's not a typical behavior for kids to achieve a skill, lose it, and regain it.
The Kemp's search for answers ended up being a 6-year-long journey filled with appointments, tests, evaluations, and waiting.
It was long and it was painful. It felt like when you walk into all these appointments and you feel like you're a crazy person. Because the doctor's just giving you generic, there's 3.
Mm-hmm.
Let them catch up. Everybody learns at their own speed. And we were we've been around a lot of kids, and we feel like something else is going on here.
No parent wants to project that something's wrong with their kid. And so we were trying to ride that balance of, maybe some of this is normal, but we can't just wait forever to see if it's normal.
And then a simple cheek swab gave them the answer they had so desperately searched for. Poppy was diagnosed with Sanfilippo syndrome type B, an incredibly rare genetic disorder. She's one of only approximately 30 kids in the U.S. with the diagnosis.
To finally know that there's this thing,
There's a reason.
that actually you aren't a bad parent, you aren't crazy, you aren't alone.
But with answers for the Kemp family comes crushing reality. Sanfilippo type B steals the ability to walk, talk, eat, and life expectancy is around age 15.
That's the average, is they don't make it past their teens. And if they do, they're typically by 11, they're mostly immobile, can't talk, on a feeding tube.
To get this diagnosis and realize there's a life expectancy and we're more than halfway there. And then to have people say, you know, they're surprised at how well she's doing by being mobile or verbal was like hard.
While Poppy now holds on to some of the skills others her age with Sanfilippo have lost.
All right, you ready? Ready to jump?
1, 2, 3.
Woohoo! Just in the last year or so, you can tell it's been, I mean, the progression becomes more drastic the older they get. Time is just not on our side.
Essentially, we've been raising a 2-year-old for 7 years. So, you know,
They have sleep problems. I mean, there's a lot that just makes life hard.
Hard is multiplied beyond imagination when the Kemps receive more gut-wrenching news.
As soon as we got her test results back, we knew because it was genetic that we needed to also have him tested.
Brother Oliver also has Sanfilippo syndrome type B. At age 2, the Kemps say he is the youngest person on record in the U.S. with the diagnosis.
We didn't look at him and think he's a carbon copy of her. There's no way he doesn't have it. And I think we both kind of felt like the writing was on the wall, but there was hope that it was not going to be the case because the information was so different. But I mean, yeah, when we got the news, we just kind of, it was pretty devastating.
Leaning into their faith and giving all they have, knowing the walk in front of them is going to be uphill.
And we just want to make sure we can't look back and say, well, we didn't try that, or we didn't participate in that, or that felt uncomfortable, you know, because the other option is
Worse. Yeah.
It's like, it's nice that they don't know what's going on. They never become aware enough of what's going on, but, you know, we fight for a future when they might.
C-I-E-I-O.
You want Daddy to have it.
Oh, thank you.
At the end of 2025, the Kemps, along with a handful of other affected families and several nonprofits, helped raise millions of dollars to fund access to a groundbreaking therapy known as enzyme replacement. Experts say the cause of Sanfilippo syndrome is a lack of the enzyme the body needs to properly break down a complex sugar molecule. If that molecule builds up, it can cause damage to the brain or central nervous system. The therapy, still in clinical trials, involves replacing that missing enzyme with one produced in a lab. To help find other treatment options for Sanfilippo syndrome,
He's going to put each fly into a tiny little tube.
researchers at Clemson University are studying fruit flies. They're testing 4 FDA-approved drugs to see if they restore sleep patterns to normal in mutant flies. Since the drugs are already on the market, researchers say it will save time and money. Still to come, an unexpected addiction.
I thought it was something I could just, take once a day. If I wanted, some energy.
We uncover how a compound in a popular herbal supplement can cause severe withdrawals and the possible solutions to limit access to potentially harmful amounts.
Then later transforming a century-old train car into a 5-star stay.
I can still remember sitting at our kitchen table and we drew out a rectangle and then we drew a floor plan, and then we gutted everything.
How a couple with no construction experience took the 50-ton challenge to create a listing that's attracting guests from across the country. hiding in plain sight, the Food and Drug Administration calls a compound in kratom products a potent opioid that is an emerging public health threat.
Kratom is an herbal supplement marketed as an energy booster, pain reliever, and help for anxiety. But a tiny portion of the leaf, known as 7-OH, can be enhanced in labs to make more potent versions that are for sale in gas stations and vape shops across the country.
It has some stimulant effects similar to what caffeine does, but the reason we get concerned about it is that it also has opioid-like effects, so similar to what we see with heroin and fentanyl.
Experts warn high doses of the compound can be dangerous to your health and highly addictive. We spoke with two men who say it cost them thousands of dollars and their jobs.
Reporter Vanessa Ariza is in Arizona with an in-depth look at what makes the compound so dangerous and the steps being taken to help protect consumers.
It changed from being like, this is like some sort of supplement that I'm taking, to, okay, this feels like I'm doing drugs now.
Yeah, it like grabbed me and I was hooked.
Aaron found himself dependent on alcohol and marijuana in his teens. This man, who wishes to remain anonymous but wanted to share his story, says he leaned towards the harder drugs. Both went to rehab and were living a life of sobriety until kratom made its way into their lives.
I have a problem, like a huge problem, and I probably spend $100 a day on it because it's like a bottomless pit.
Did you ever think when you bought kratom that it would take you back into this rehabilitation phase again?
Oh, not at all. I don't know, I thought it was something I could just, take once a day if I wanted, some energy.
Natural kratom is nothing new. It stems from a tree in Southeast Asia. The leaves, often used in teas or chewed on, have been known to help with pain management, anxiety, and depression, making it an herbal option for those who may be trying to wean off of opiates. But one of kratom's components, commonly known as 7-OH, can be intense. I had read that 7-OH, if it has enough concentration, is just as powerful as morphine. Does that hold true?
It does. Again, they're not equal, but being in this concentrated form of 7-hydroxymitrogene, it is very potent. You could buy it at a convenience store or over the counter.
Medical toxicologist Dr. Taean Kwan explains 7-OH has the potency to hit the same brain receptor as opiates, but its marketing, far different. Stores offering quick relief in colorful packaging or bottles that promise a state of relaxation.
Withdrawal, it also appears to be just like opioid withdrawal. They have shakes, chills, nausea, vomiting, those sorts of things.
Saad Haziq has seen those withdrawals firsthand. He works in recovery and has watched more people come in with kratom addictions. You said the detox medications for kratom are the same
as for heroin.
Wow.
Or fentanyl.
In 2016, the DEA pushed to put kratom on a specialized substance list, essentially making it an illegal product. It currently is in 6 states, but it was met with pushback by the American Kratom Association and more than 50 congressional members, saying there wasn't sufficient data to show it was an endangerment.
We have a history of being asleep at the wheel. For the sake of our nation's children, let's not get caught flat-footed again.
In June of 2025, the American Kratom Association and federal government started working together with the primary focus on regulating 7-OH. FDA Commissioner Marty McCary in agreement with HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. working to make it a controlled substance.
This is such a serene area out there, too. Do you ever just come out here and you're like, man, look how far I've come?
Absolutely.
Aaron is now sober, has a good job, and is in school to become a counselor. His message, learn from his experience and question what you're buying.
Because it is something that just kind of caught me off guard. And I feel like it can really catch other people off guard as well.
As far as how these companies can sell these products, they're not monitored by the FDA. But in July of 2025, the FDA recommended adding 7-OH to the controlled substance list, which would restrict its availability. The DEA has the final say. We've reached out to see where the administration is in the decision-making process. As of January of 2026, we haven't heard back. Makers of Feel Free, an herbal tonic that contains kratom, disagree with the assessment of the compound, saying in a statement, "Our products contain trace amounts of 7-OH that occur naturally during the traditional drying process, levels that are dramatically different from the concentrated synthetic products now under FDA scrutiny."
Still ahead, from cans to cardboard. See how a dynamic duo is inspiring their rural community to recycle.
Most people thank us for being here. We thank them for taking the trouble to put the stuff in their car and drive it here.
But first, looking for an unusual getaway?
We have our breakfast bar here that overlooks the pond.
How you can sleep in a restored train car without ever leaving the station. Booking an Airbnb or a Vrbo, it's reshaped how we vacation.
With millions of properties around the world, there's a good chance that you can find a rental that meets your travel needs. Whether that's more bedrooms, a good view, or unique experience, like staying in a century-old rail car sitting miles away from any tracks.
Reporter Chad Pline shows us how a Missouri couple with no construction experience turned a train car into a peaceful retreat.
In Long Lane, Missouri, just north of the old Castleman grocery store, despite no railroad tracks for miles, you'll find this. Welcome to Railcar 456.
This train car has been here forever, since like '98.
We saw it as an investment opportunity and jumped on it.
Clayton and Ashley Bennett bought the 1928 Rock Island rail car and turned it into an 80-foot-long Airbnb.
We have our breakfast bar here that overlooks the pond. I wanted it to be a couple's getaway. Like I knew we were not going to be able to do, like full family.
I can still remember sitting at our kitchen table and we drew out a rectangle and then we drew a floor plan, and then we gutted everything. Try to make it as functional and as comfortable as possible with retaining all of the original features,
Down dropped the ceiling, up flipped the floor as the Bennetts chugged along, framing out the 50-ton train car.
And then it was unlevel as well. The railroad ties to sit on were rotten, so we had to jack it up and become experts in leveling a train car. So it was like 2 foot out of level.
With a king-size bed and a fold-out couch in the living room, it's perfect for a family with young kids looking for a unique spot near Bennett Spring, or the sightseeing couple making their way across America.
We have had some people from Chicago come, some people traveling through from Florida, I think a couple from California.
This guest book is just full of people that just love it, anniversaries, and the kids love it.
Clayton has lived in Long Lane his entire life and remembers seeing this train car sitting back here when he was a teenager. And despite having no construction background, he and Ashley had a vision and started booking guests.
So far, we have 44 5-star reviews on Airbnb. Everybody just loves it so far.
Weekends are few and far between to come by as far as like us getting to use it. So I get a little bit of jealous of people every now and then.
They've thought of every little detail. Even the well house is an old railroad electric box.
I mean, I love everything about it. It's perfect to me, and I love that we can share it with people, and that people enjoy it as much as we do.
The couple recently pieced together more of the history of Railcar 456. They say in the late 1970s it was once an arcade known as Crazy Cleve's Game Train, located in Kansas, in a town about 3 hours west of Long Lane.
They also confirmed it served as a restaurant several times and a private residence.
Up next, take a tour of a volunteer-driven solution that's providing a vital service to rural areas.
Whether it's cans, bottles, or cardboard, Americans often toss recyclable materials.
And less than half of U.S. households regularly participate in recycling programs. Experts say it's linked to a lack of access and insufficient outreach.
But a Michigan couple has made it their mission to get more people to participate. Reporter David Andrews shows us how they're inspiring a community to recycle.
In rural Shiawassee County, Ellen and Terry Link have emerged as a dynamic recycling duo.
So this is it, Greater Lansing, Langsburg Recyclers?
Langsburg, get that right. Langsburg, not Lansing.
This building, nearly 4 years old.
Home sweet home.
But Ellen and Terry have been in the recycling game for nearly 4 decades.
People must think of you as recycling royalty.
Ooh, I don't know about royalty.
They started the Greater Langsburg Recyclers program in 1988.
And then we had our first recycling drive in 1989.
Another car coming behind it. We don't usually do this.
Over the past 36 years, this Prince of Paper and Queen of Cardboard have created a choreographed car unloading system.
Maggie, can you unlock?
For recycling cans, bottles, plastics.
That's cloudy.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
And cardboard, plus electronics.
We're taking TVs and nobody else is taking the TVs.
No number goes in the mixed plastics to go.
Now in retirement, they have created a useful place for people to get rid of reusable material.
Provides for people from outlying areas who say, we have nothing where we live. And so they will drive a distance to bring their materials.
This drive-through drop-off is open 4 days a month, run totally by volunteers.
Nobody gets paid. It's totally volunteer. That's why it works.
They also say it works because of community support. The building sits on property owned by the Langsburg School District. They also have a good working relationship with local governments and businesses.
Most people thank us for being here. We thank them for taking the trouble to put the stuff in their car and drive it here.
They measure success in pounds and tons.
So this is pounds?
Yeah, that's pounds. So that's 100, a little over 100 tons in 23, 24.
Hello. Passion with an environmental purpose, taking one man's trash and turning it into a community treasure.
Wow, 100 tons of recycled material. That's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff in a big facility and a great operation they have there. You see those cars lining up, dropping off stuff.
Doing good deeds.
Yes, definitely.
Well, that's it for us on Investigate TV Plus. I'm Dee Chappelle.
And I'm Lee Zurich. Thanks for watching. On the next Investigate TV Plus, having a child can cost thousands of dollars out of pocket, even with insurance. But a rare bipartisan solution could ease the strain.
The last thing you should have to worry about is how much you're going to have to pay for it.
Well, it's important if you are pro-family.
We examine legislation to make childbirth free and why some feel it could improve maternal outcomes.